What's up, Insiders? Thank you for joining me on a new episode of The Insider. Now stay tuned, we're talking to Faythe Missick, an up-and-coming author who shares details about her experience in China in her new book, Black Girl in China. So sit tight, this is The Insider. So much, Faythe, for joining me on The Insider today.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Faythe Missick, and I am 25 years old, raised in Chicagoland area, an educator, and love traveling, and just enjoy being a part of the African American community here.
Great. So while you were in school, what did you study?
So I originally started at Alfred University, where I was undecided, and I ended up transferring to Eastern Illinois University, where my undergraduate degree is in political science, and my graduate degree is in international and comparative politics.
That sounds so complicated. I'm just gonna tell you that.
It's not. It's really not.
But that's good. That's good. So what sparked your interest in politics and learning about different cultures?
Well, I have a lot of politicians, I want to say, in my family. My father's family is from the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Oh, wow.
We have a previous premier, which is kind of like the president that we have there, that is a cousin of mine. I also have a lot of family that ended up being attorneys and went into politics there. Right. So that not only sparked my interest in politics, but it also sparked my interest in culture, which is something that I'm also passionate about, that has led me to doing a lot of traveling and being involved in what you would say the diversity or the cross-cultural communication.
So you recently traveled to China, right?
I did.
Oh my God, can you tell us about that experience?
So China was actually, it started off as a joke, literally.
Oh,
I was looking for jobs in Washington, D.C., and I saw the China opportunity on political science career-based sites. Oh, wow. So I was talking to my significant other at the time, and I'm like, hey, it's a job in China, I should apply, haha. I ended up applying, and they called me back within the next hour asking if I was serious and would I be willing to do an interview for it. And I interviewed, got the job. 2 months later, I'm booking a ticket to go to China, and I stayed there for 5 months. I was originally supposed to stay there for a year, but in the book, it'll go through all the challenges and struggles of going back and forth as to how long I would stay there, because pretty much I stayed there for the first semester of school where I was teaching English. I taught grades 1st, 3rd, and 8th grade. So yeah, that was, the book will kind of tell you like
your experience.
I was ready to go when it was time to go.
Right.
But the actual experience, it was amazing. I mean, it's China. It's one of the big, great like countries that you think of when you think of the world.
Exactly.
So I got a chance to go to the Great Wall of China. Amazing. Yeah. Beijing is so dope. In one of my chapters, it's called Black Beijing, because I went to China thinking that I won't see any black people.
Right.
I thought I would be one of the only black people that I would see, and Beijing is like filled with diversity. It's filled with so many different cultures and different shades of people. Right. It's so beautiful. So it was definitely comforting to just running into different black people. And I also have in the book one of the guys that I met who was African American as well, and he actually lives in Beijing. So it was nice.
That's awesome. That sounds like a great experience. Yeah. So what did you learn from just being down there? What did you learn from like the kids you taught to just being down, because you didn't know anyone going down there? No one went down there with you.
I didn't know anybody at the time. I was just kind of going there on faith, honestly. On faith and some prayers. But what I learned definitely from the kids, it definitely showed my love for teaching. I originally started teaching African dance when I was in college, and I taught that for 5 years.
Nice.
And I thought, well, if I go to China, maybe I'll like it and I'll see how it goes. So the kids, they pretty much just taught me that it was something that I really wanted to do, and it's something that I really wanted to make a career out of. It taught me patience being in China. They are like on Chinese time.
Yeah, how is that?
Your time does not matter.
Oh my gosh.
They are on their own time. It's so culturally different when it even comes down to timing and being late and not being late. It was just different food-wise. It was different.
How was the food? Because that's why I would go. I love food.
And people love Chinese food in America, but it's not the same. It doesn't taste the same. Different parts of China have different foods. The part that I was in, they had spicy food, which I love, so it was good for me.
Yeah, me too.
So you would have enjoyed it. But in some areas, they focus more on noodles. My friend, she was... So the city that I was in was Chuzhou, and it is in Zhejiang province, which is southeast China. So I wasn't like in the coldness, and which is more towards Russia. I was more in like a tropical kind of environment. So that was pretty cool. But the food wise, the language, I didn't speak any Mandarin, as they would say Chinese, but in America we would say Mandarin, which is interesting as well, because people would say, oh, you're politically incorrect because I said Chinese. But there, you say, oh, I speak Chinese, or I speak Korean, or I speak, which there are definitely millions of different dialects and languages in Asia. But it was just a culture shock, but it taught me like patience. It taught me, it made me clean more. Because you'll read like China is not the cleanest place, and it's not necessarily that it's bad, that like we would say it's dirty, but it's just a difference as far as what they do and how they do things. So I experienced, I had a lot of bugs because of the environment that I was in. I would like sweep every day and just like mop like once a week, and like certain things that I just wouldn't do at home, especially coming from like my parents' house where my mom did a lot of stuff and I was still like the spoiled baby. So initially it really taught me to basically just grow up and just becoming more independent, and I was at a school by myself as well. So I had different colleagues that would be at different schools in the city that were Americans. So we would have our time like on the weekends, and we'd go out to the bars, we would club. Yeah, it was safe / not safe because you're in a different country. But it was cool. You really needed that time to speak English and to be with an American culture in order for you to survive. Literally, I was more so an American living in China rather than an American trying to embrace China. So it was more difficult for me as far as culture shock.
I get it. So how did like the kids respond to you? Like,
they loved me. They were like, oh, I want to touch your face. Oh, I want to touch your hair. Oh, I just want to touch you. I want to love on you. They loved me, especially the younger kids. It was more so the older kids that were basically the same as middle school in Chicago. They would try you. And they didn't see you as, oh, she's so, at first they saw you as, oh, she's so cool, but then later, a few months in, they're like, oh, she's our teacher, So, but other than that, when people say, oh, it's like being Beyonce in China, it is. It literally is, because people like stare at you all the time. They're looking at you, they're trying to figure out, oh my gosh, she's black. And especially for me, because I was black, my white colleagues didn't get the same treatment, so they would see them and they're like, oh, okay, she's a white person. But like they would see me and it's like, oh my gosh, do you want free stuff? So that part was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so this whole experience inspired you to write your book.
It did. BlkGrlNChina.
So So did you write it while you were there? Start writing it while you were there?
So what I initially did, I started writing blogs to document. People were so curious as far as like my family and friends, like, what are you going to do? How you going to sleep? How you going to do your hair? What are you going to like? What's going to be going on?
Like 5 months.
It was a lot. I'll actually go over that, like what I did with my hair. There's a chapter in there for that as well.
Great.
And I blogged. It wasn't like a consistent like every day, but it was just based on like experiences. And I had so many blogs that I was like, I can do something with this.
Right.
And I always knew that I wanted to write a book. I just didn't think it would be about China. I didn't know I would be going to China. But I think my life overall was just a lot of obstacles, ups and downs, financially, health-wise, just a lot of stuff that I knew would be able to be relatable to other people. And then China came along, and it's like, I have this opportunity to inspire other people, especially the feedback that I was getting on my blogs. I was like, oh my gosh, people care about what I'm writing. So I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I had enough material, but I know I needed more. So when I got home, I started writing more about like the aftermath and how it affected me and how I am now. And I also had certain stuff that I wouldn't write in my blogs that I'm like, okay, I'll share in here, little private stuff that I didn't want my parents to know at the time. Certain situations, like I'll share one. So it's actually in the book. I went to a bar. It was like my first night in China, and actually not my first night. It was my first night in my city that I was living in. And me and some of the other colleagues, we went to a bar. It's like the only bar in our city. And we're like having the time of our life. They're giving us like free beer, like free shots. And this is like the first time ever they're seeing me. So they're like all like everybody in there is like excited to see us. Oh my gosh, they're Americans. And so like there was this group of people, like Chinese people that were with us as well. But and so WeChat or Weixin, which is in Chinese, it's kind of like WhatsApp, if you know what WhatsApp is. It's like an international communication. So for them, it's like Instagram times iMessage.
Oh.
So it's very encouraged there to give like your Chinese friends your WhatsApps, just so they can communicate, because it also translates it into English as well, and they can translate back into Chinese if you're writing them. So it's very useful in that sense, cool. Especially when you're trying to get around and you do make Chinese friends, which you will. Right. So that's very helpful. And they're very like sexual. Like in the bars, like they'll have like porn playing in like the bar that we're in. So I can't speak for all the China huge, but like in Chuzhou, like they get down, like, and it was very uncomfortable, especially like my first weekend, like going out there. I'm like, I don't know, do I go out again or do I not? So in certain instances, it's kind of like they look at you as a sex symbol as well, because I'm not shaped like the average Chinese girl. The average Chinese girl is very petite, and like the women will always tell, like my coworkers will always tell me, "Oh my gosh, you're shaped so sexy and so sexy." So you can see, like sometimes it was uncomfortable, like the men like looking like they're undressing you. So yeah, that's the sucky part, but
No, I get it. So like overall, it was like mixture of emotions you were going through.
Yes, it definitely, like my book takes you like up and down, and I cried. Like I cried at the beginning, and like I'm like I hate this place too. I absolutely love it. So it's definitely like it's one of the hardest things that I think I've ever, well, one of them, that I've done in my life, and it was just China. Like it's no other words to describe it.
That's good. So what can readers expect? Besides like the emotional roller coaster, but what do you think they can also take away from reading?
I definitely think it's something inspiring. Like I really talk a lot about just following your dreams and taking risks a lot in the introduction. Just even encouraging diversity and encouraging my readers to travel and to see other people from different countries and get a bigger perspective. I feel like so many times we feel like, oh, we're in America, so we have these cultures around us. But it's not the same, because Chinese culture here is absolutely not the same. Like people got offended when I said, oh, they eat dog in the city that I was in. And I felt like Chinese Americans would be so defensive because it's not in the American culture.
Right.
And so we feel like, oh, that's not right. You're not supposed to say that. You're stereotyping them. But in the city that I was in, they really like, that was one of the, yes. So they had 3 delicacies. And the first one was like rabbit's head. The second one was duck's head, and the last one was fish head. And dog was something that they just ate in the winter. And my co-worker told me it's to keep them warm. I don't know. I didn't try any of it.
Okay.
I didn't try any of it, but the food part is just intense because it will tell you, like, sometimes you just didn't know. Like, right. I always ask. That was my thing. Like, my coworkers know I'm gonna ask you what I'm eating before I eat it. And if you tell me it's like blood liver or something, which is something that they also eat, they like cook the blood and like put liver in it. My other like colleagues, the Caucasian ones, are very open. And they tried it, but I was always like, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, right. I don't think so. Food just wasn't what I wanted to be. It wasn't a big part of my interest getting Chinese culture.
Right.
But other than that, it's all about risk taking. It's all about finding yourself. I was definitely trying to figure out what I wanted to do, what my next step was. I just graduated from graduate school literally the day before I took my comps test.
Wow.
And then I was on a flight the next day. So it was a lot of trying to figure out what I wanted to do and just figuring out my next step. I didn't want to come home from China and not know. So it was a lot of risk taking.
So is there a specific message that you want readers to, grab out of just reading your book?
I definitely want readers to just shoot for your dreams. Like, no matter what people are thinking, or they feel like, okay, what is this next step? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Always do what you feel like is right. And if it doesn't work out, it's a learning experience. And if it does, then you are on the right path anyway. What's for you is for you. Also, especially during times like this, I definitely want my readers to just embrace cultural communication and embrace diversity, especially the times that we have now with our new quote-unquote president. It's an insult to me as a political scientist. Like, it's just crazy the way that we're not just coming together, especially in a world that is becoming so globalized and we're becoming so united. So I definitely encourage readers to travel.
So what's next for Faythe?
So right now, I already mentioned I'm working at Autism Academy in Woodbridge as a paraprofessional. So I'm looking towards getting licensed. Right now, because I do have my master's, I can teach at charter schools in Chicago, some that are strictly charter, not CPS funded. But I'm hoping to get more into education, definitely be a substitute teacher and being a paraprofessional. I see what's at the bottom, and I think that the next step would definitely get into more educational policy and just trying to get up into leadership. Also looking into opening my own dance studio, so I just can't let that, that's a dream that I just can't let down. So when I make the money, that's something that I'm definitely pushing towards putting into a Chicago community, having more resources and like having something, an outlet for more of our youth to just enjoy instead of all what's going on now. And I'm definitely looking into writing another book and looking into getting more into writing for other people. So they're pretty much getting their thoughts and their ideas into writing, because people are like, how do they do it? Like, these celebrities, people think that Hillary Clinton and Obama just sit down and write their own books. No, it literally took me like 8 months to finish, to like write out my whole book. And no, people do not have the time for it.
Exactly.
So
I knew that. Of course, it might be their own words, some of it, but they don't sit down. A lot of people don't sit down, So I'm looking into getting into that profession as well. I just have a lot of ideas. I'm looking at like having like a whole Black girl empowerment movement going on. I think my next like actual project that I've actually been writing down notes is to get hashtag BlkGrlNChina, where you have like a month of just doing things for other people, just building my brand as a person, and just following my ideas and dreams that I've always just set aside for myself. And you definitely will. I can see that now.
Thank you.
And where can people get your book?
So you can buy Black Girl in China on my website, fortheloveofculture.com, and go straight to the shop. I prefer people buy it there because then all proceeds go to Black Girl in China and not necessarily Amazon.
Need the coins.
Not necessarily Amazon, but you can get it on Amazon as well.
Okay.
You can also get it on Barnes & Noble online. I'm not sure if it's in the stores yet, but you can definitely go online and buy it in Barnes & Noble as well. And if you do have Black Girl in China already, please leave a review.
Yes.
Please leave reviews on any site that you see it on. Facebook, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, or just on fortheloveofculture.com. We have a place for that as well.
Great. Well, I definitely can't wait to read it.
Yes.
And thank you so much again for joining me on theNSider. You're a great role model for all the young girls coming up, and just me as well. Like, you inspire me, so keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job. And good luck on the picture.
Thank you.